Hey there, Mouseketeers, Kate from PrincessMinnie here, and today I have a really big Funko Pop haul for you because it is spooky month. If you're watching this in October when it was filmed and uploaded, then I figured, it's spooky month, but I figured 13 would be a great number of Funko Pops to include in this video. It would also get a hefty chunk of my to-be-filmed pops out so I could actually display them in the wild, aka my home. So I'm going to start with a few that I have here, and then I do have a rather large box with some pretty exciting pops that I pre-ordered and a few additional ones too. They're a little bit all over the fandoms. They're a little bit all over the fandom map today. So let's just start with my only pop that I have for a show that I love, and that is Parks and Recreation, Parks and Rec, and it is Leslie the Riveter, which recently came out. I ordered mine on Amazon, and I've just recently gotten into the pre-order world. It's dangerous, but so I got to see on my Amazon account that she was pre-ordered for so long, and I was very excited when she shipped. And I always really wanted the original Leslie in her gray skirt suit set, and but as far as I've last checked, it's pretty pricey on eBay. And I really only wanted Leslie. As much as I do love the other characters, I only really needed Leslie for my strong female character collection. And so when I saw Leslie the Riveter was coming out, I was like, that's a twofer. You got Leslie, you got the Riveter. It's a perfect combination for that collection. So I cannot wait to go put her in my gym where my strong female characters live. I cannot actually, for the life of me, just off the top of my head, recall this episode, even though I've seen the whole show at least 3 or 4 times, some episodes way more than that. So I might need to rewatch this episode too. But very excited. A lot of great ones for this set came out. Andy is Princess Rainbow Sparkle. Janet Snakehole, that would be a great one to get to, but I'm trying to not get all the pops, Duke Silver and Hunter Ron. So all awesome ones. If I was to get another pop from this set, it would definitely be Janet Snakehole because I love April's character so much. But Leslie, absolutely needed her for my collection. Next up, another very sweet character, but very different fandom. I have a Disney pop. It was a box lunch exclusive that I kept being like, I'll get it, I'll get it, I'll get it, I'll get it. And I kind of think a lot of box lunch exclusives are like that. You're like, I'll get it eventually, and it kind of lingers in the store. Obviously not all of them, but a lot of them. And this was the Springtime Bee. It was released in the spring, I think, but I just got it recently. And it was Winnie the Pooh. I think I bought it maybe even on sale recently on box lunch. Maybe like $8, hard to remember, but I think that's true. And he is so freaking adorable. And I've been a lifelong Winnie the Pooh fan, but it still took me a minute. I was like, why do they have him dressed up as a bee? I also thought it'd be perfect to show this in a spooky season, Halloween costume, dress up kind of video, because he's dressed up, right? And I think that's such an adorable costume. And then finally, I was just it clicked in my head one day. I was like, oh, he's dressing up like the bee to get to the beehive to steal the honey. Very, very cute, very sweet. Definitely was hard to pass on the matching bag that Box Lunch had of this too, but I restrained myself and I just bought the pop, and I think I even waited till it was on sale, so good on me. But love Winnie the Pooh. Such a cute costume. Okay, I have a decent sized Marvel collection, and by decent I mean maybe over 10 to 15 pops, in that range, maybe 12, 13. And I think that's decent because there are a zillion Marvel pops, and I do not want all of them. I think anybody who is a completist or is close or is completing one character, I think that is amazing, but I don't have the space. So I am trying to stick to 1 or 2 pops per character, and I did not have any characters or any pops of this particular character who is my favorite of the original Avengers. Except for a Christmas one that I got in a collector core box from Amazon 2 years ago at this point. But I had to get this one. I was waiting for the perfect one because I cannot get every single Marvel pop. I just can't do it. I don't have the space. So I was really excited to finally decide to pick the Thor. Love Thor. Probably my 3 favorite Marvel characters are actually Thor, Scarlet Witch, I love, and Thanos. Oh my god, like his name would not come to me. Thanos. I have a Thanos backpack that my sister got me that I wear like religiously. Anyway, so Thor, and this is specifically Age of Ultron Thor. And Age of Ultron is not my favorite movie. I kind of think it's a little forgettable in the MCU, like the whole canon. But I do really like this look for Thor. Hated his look in the original Thor movie. This has gotten kind of like a classic Thor, but a bit updated from that original one where his eyebrows were like super bleached for whatever reason. And yeah, I just really like the costume, if I can call it that, the uniform, whatever. His look, you know, he's got the hammer, all good. And I think I'm good on my Thors now. I have him and I have a Christmas Thor, and that, for right now, is enough Thors. I'm not saying I wouldn't get another one because I do love him, but trying to be good. Next, I mean, this was a no-brainer pop for me. I picked one up for me and my sister. The Hot Topic that I went to the day it was released had 2 left, and one of them was like on a display shelf really high up, and I was like, can I get that? And luckily my husband is, what, 6'1", so he was able to just go over and snatch it. I would have had a problem. But it was the Jungle Cruise boat with Skipper Mickey. Love this ride. It's a very special ride for like me and my family because we all loved going on it together. And I think they did release one of these a while back that had just like a dude as a skipper. But I love that it was Mickey. So I definitely have Mickey with the castle. I have Donald on the Matterhorn, have this one. I have Alice in the Teacup. So I'm getting some of those like park rides one. I don't really want Peter Pan in Peter Pan's Flight, that car, because I'm just not that into Peter Pan or that ride. Although I do think the pop is very cute. Again, trying to be good and limit the number of pops. But with Mickey being the skipper, oh, I had to get this. I cannot wait to see this one out of the box. This one I definitely waited until it was on sale. I was like, this is going to be a $5 pop one day, and it sure was. I bought this one on GameStop, and sometimes they have very, very good deals on just not the most popular pops. But this is from Fantasia, and I can't even say that I really have sat down and watched Fantasia maybe ever. Maybe like once and I was like a kid. But I love some of the imagery from that movie. Like, I think the imagery really transcends the actual movie, which I think is, from what I can remember from watching parts of it, is like slow and just not the most exciting thing in the world. But I had to get Hyacinth Hippo. Do I remember her from the movie? Not really. Have I seen artwork of her from the movie? Yes. Do I think she's amazing? Yes. It's much more of like an aesthetic thing for me, to be honest, and I don't think that's wrong to say. I don't think you can't like something just for the aesthetic purposes of it. And so why I got her is she's going to go in my gym room in like my strong female character collection. First of all, love that she's a ballerina. I did ballet when I was a little girl. I wish I had stuck with it. And I wish I was like still like an adult ballerina. And she's just fantastic. I love just her expression, her confidence, everything about her. So she is in my strong female characters collection, and it's getting weird. It's getting weird in that collection, I'll tell you that much. And before I get to that big box that was full of the pre-orders that I got, which I was waiting for a long time, which is a whole set, I will show you one last Hot Topic exclusive pop, and it's perfect for this month. It is Stitch as a pumpkin, or as they say, pumpkin Stitch. Now there are about like 30,000 Stitch pops, and I have a decent number. I have one friend who's like working on becoming a completist. So when I saw this went up on Hot Topic's website, I reached out to her. She wanted it. Of course she did, because she's trying to be a completist. And I'm lucky to have a friend who loves pops, maybe probably honestly more than I do. She has like a whole pop room in her house. I mean, it's her office, but it's really the pop room. That's what I call it. And so she has a whole area dedicated to Stitch pops. And so obviously I knew she needed this one, but it's really nice having a friend who's like really into something like you are, because anytime something goes up, one of us is texting the other, hey, did you want this? I'll grab it. So she has definitely just done that for me, and I told her it's my turn to buy the pops. So I picked up 2 of these bad boys. I think this is one of the cutest Stitches that has come out, and I just feel like they're never going to run out of Stitch material, are they? Like, they are going to be making Stitch pops until pops are done, because people keep buying them. So I can't be mad about that, and I'm not mad about it. He's super cute. So finally in the video, although it is a lot of pops, I have 6 pops in this box, and it also, that order came with one additional small box that had a 7th pop in it. So back in, I want to say it was the summertime, I put in a pre-order with, the company is called Plastic Empire, and I was like, I hope this is a legit site. It seemed to be, but ordering from a new place, you're never quite sure. So I ordered from Plastic Empire the Season 2 Mandalorian bundle. It came with 6 regular pops, and the reason I ordered from Plastic Empire is they were guaranteeing also a chase. So you got 7 pops, and I think I only paid like 80 bucks maybe, and I was like, oh my gosh, that I thought was so reasonable. It was in that range. It was definitely very, very reasonable in my opinion that you were guaranteed a chase. And now I am not going to say I would have normally ordered every pop in this set, and I will take you through each pop and say which ones I'm like, oh yes, had to have it, and which ones I'm like, could have lived without it. That's the range, right? Could have lived without it, had to have it. That's how I live my life. Everything is one or the other, or somewhere on one of the ends of that spectrum. Very few things are in the middle. But so I knew that based on my household, we had to get this for the chase, because our biggest collection is Star Wars, and that's tough because they make a billion of them. So you do have to be selective, which is why I would not have gotten all of them. But we needed the chase because it was a chase of one of my husband's favorite pops. So I'll end the video with that chase in case you don't know what it is. If you already know, then you know. So here we have the 6 regular ones. And I think what I'll do is I'll rank these as I pull them out from like, didn't need it, to couldn't live without it. And definitely the one that I would have skipped on. And it looks great. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. And if this is like your favorite pop, God bless you. That's amazing. I just, again, can't have all the pops. This is already a big collection. So I would have skipped this one. But it is the Dark Trooper. Again, looks super cool. I mean, such an intense part of that finale with the Dark Troopers, especially because they built them up so much in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, and I really think that they paid off. And I do think this looks super sick. Really happy to have it, but I would have skipped it. Okay, next up, one I would have skipped, and this is probably like Star Wars blasphemy, but honestly, I don't care. My collection, my opinions, you can have yours, that's all cool, is, I am a little nervous to say it just because of the Star Wars judgers out there, but Boba Fett. To be honest with you, Boba Fett never did it for me. Like, first time watching the original trilogy, I was like in high school, didn't care about him. I mean, what does this guy have? Like 4 minutes of screen time? I wasn't going to build my Star Wars religion a bit around him, you know? So I get that people think he's super cool. I do think this is a nice pop of him. And I will say that the season 2 of The Mandalorian is when I was like, oh, Boba Fett's cool. Who knew? Apparently a lot of people knew. But I think that a lot of it was people like putting coolness onto Boba Fett that they like had in their heads, and less that he gave you a lot of cool scenes, because he just doesn't give you a lot of cool scenes. He's in very little of the movies. So, or in any of the media. I like this pop. Again, could have lived without it, because I probably don't see myself getting more than one Boba Fett pop total, and I don't know that this is the one I would have picked, especially with the Book of Boba Fett coming out. Maybe that'll change my opinion. I don't know. But I just, again, would have passed. Alright, the next one, we're starting to get to that kind of middle territory that I rarely live in. Like that, like, I'm not sure if I need this or I don't care about this. Like it depends on the day. Talk to me tomorrow, I might have a different answer for you. But it is the Bo-Katan Kreese. They actually wrote that on there. Bo-Katan Kreese pop, and she looks cool. I mean, she has like one of the coolest helmets in Star Wars. Fight me on it, I don't care. She is a great badass. She's a great female character. But the only reason I say I could have lived without this one is because we already have the original Bo-Katan that came out for, I don't know what, Clone Wars or something, in the collection. And I don't find this one to be terribly different. I still like it, glad I have it. And I like that she has the double guns going on, but just how many Bo-Katans do I really need? Ask me tomorrow, maybe it's like my favorite, I don't know. Now we're getting into we've gone past the, I don't know, spectrum to these are the 3 I needed. These are the 3. I'm gonna start with my girl, Ahsoka, and they just have Ahsoka. So Bo-Katan got her last name, but Ahsoka, just Ahsoka. And this episode that she is in of Mandalorian season 2, I don't want to be hyperbolic, this is honest, is my favorite thing in Star Wars. Her episode of The Mandalorian beats every other movie, every other TV show, every holiday special, everything in Star Wars. This episode, it sends me. It does things for me. And I think that this is a perfect representation of her. Everything looks perfection on her. And I'm trying to be an Ahsoka completist. Had to get this one. And yes, I did pre-order the one where it's hooded Ahsoka, and that's probably going to be one of my favorite pops of all time. I needed Grogu with the cookies. Like, as soon as I saw that scene, I was like, they're gonna make this into a pop, and they didn't disappoint. And this one might honestly not even go into our main Star Wars collection. Maybe it will. I'm still thinking about it. The other Grogu I have 2 other Grogus. One with the little knob from the Razor Crest that he like uses the Force with Ahsoka. Sorry if this is all spoiler, but I mean, it's been out for quite a while. And the other one, that's in our main collection. But then the one where he's like sipping from the cup, that's actually on my beverage bar. So I love just seeing, like, imagining I'm having coffee with Grogu, right? But this one, he has the cookies, so I'm very much thinking I might also put this in the beverage bar because it's in our kitchen, you know, it's snacky, you get it. So I'm not quite sure, but I love this one. I think the blue, like, I mean, really they look like macarons. Like the blue cookies are just perfection with his green color. And I love just like the expression on his face. Like he does not understand why what he's doing is considered wrong, stealing those cookies. I love it. I think this is the cutest, and his hands, when you see them close up, his hands, oh my God, they're so cute. Needed this one. And finally, if I could have only gotten one from this set, I mean, maybe it would have been Ahsoka since I am trying to be an Ahsoka completist, but I think the best pop overall in this set is, they say, the Mandalorian with Grogu. I always think Mando with Grogu, but whatever, to each their own. And the reason I love this one is, first of all, he's helmetless. Perfect. And then he's holding Grogu, and the expression on Grogu's face is perfect. But there are also two other reasons I love this one so much. First of all, when Funko can really make the pop look exactly like the person, you're like, that's Pedro Pascal! Like, that is so incredible to me, because I think all the Ahsokas kind of look alike, right? And so I don't really think that Ahsoka looked terribly like Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. I think it just looked like all the other Ahsoka pops that they made, which I'm not hating on, I love it. But I think this looks exactly like Pedro Pascal. Like I loved in WandaVision where they had Catherine Hahn's character, and I could not wait for a pop of her. I was like, I can't wait for this pop. I can't wait for this pop. I need it, I need it, I need it. And then they came out with it and I was like, oh, I don't want it. I don't want that pop. I didn't think it looked like Catherine Hahn. To me, it just looked some like random Funko brunette. So I know that there's not always that much to play with the person's face, but when they can do it, it's amazing. He looks exactly correct. And then the number one reason I like this is it's a twofer. You get Mando and you get the child. And I love when the pops are to scale. So I love that, yes, Grogu, I love having a big old pop of him because he's cool, but this is more accurate to size. So if I had to pick, I would pick this one. I don't know. I don't know why. Let me know if you feel that way too, or if you're like, nope, I would prefer the full-size Grogu. I get it. Like in the Frozen 2 pop collection, I would rather have Olaf with Bruni, and I do have that, than get a huge Bruni, because Bruni's so little in the movie. So I would rather have the true to size pop. And finally, the chase pop in this set is another Bo-Katan. So again, how many Bo-Katans do I need? But she is one of my husband's like favorite characters, so not bad to have a lot of her. And I would have picked this one over the helmeted one. So that's why we really needed to get the chase bundle. I didn't want to pay a crap ton of her for her, just her, when I could pay probably the same amount and get all 7 right away. And I like this one. I like that it is unhelmeted. There's gotta be a better word than that. I love her headband. It almost looks very like Star Trek Next Generation to me, the headband. Just in the general design of it, not just in the pop. So I kind of love that. And I do think this looks a lot like, what's her name? Katie Sackhoff? Is that her name? Is that how you say that? So I do think this looks a lot like her. So I'm very impressed by this one. And again, I love her helmet, but now I already have 2 with the helmet. Now I have her. Probably won't need a 4th one unless they make it really spectacular. Alright guys, those were my 13 newest additions to my various Funko Pop collections. We had Marvel, we had a lot of Star Wars, we had Disney, and we had strong female characters. Kind of like my miscellaneous collection that I can just put anything into and just call it strong female characters. So just smart like that. Anyway, let me know what you really liked. I don't think I could pick a favorite, to be honest with you. Maybe Mickey, Jungle Skipper Mickey, maybe? I don't know, because it's just one. I don't have anything else like that. So maybe that one, but it's very, very close between a bunch of these pops. It was really fun getting to share these with you guys, and definitely talk to me in the comments down below. I'll see you real soon.